We need to do a better job to get everyone educated, not just those that are taking the health course.
I think the DARE program has struggled over the years, a lot.
I think that DARE is a great, I think they're good at what they do. They're very knowledgeable when it comes to different drugs. But I know that if I'm in school and someone comes in and says drugs are bad, don't use drugs, that's just me.
We believe that as much as the DARE program goes out and says don't use drugs and alcohol, maybe there's a space for that, but if they're going to use, maybe if they understand themselves better and if they're comfortable with who they are, they won't go down that path. They'll have the strength to say, you know what, I don't need to do what you're telling me to do. I feel okay with who I am, so I don't have to make that choice. I'm strong enough to make a choice for me.
I went through DARE. I don't remember a whole lot of it. It was when I was really young. The gap between when I went through DARE and when I started using was quite a few years. A lot of time for me to forget about DARE.
Understand who they are, drive them motivate them for their future, and
We don't lean the direction of educating them about drugs and alcohol. We lean to the way of educating them about themselves.
Dreams, our goals, our aspirations, our feelings, and our emotions. So getting in touch with our feelings, getting in touch with our emotions, uncovering our dreams, our goals, our aspirations. Those are all things of who we are. So if you're comfortable in who you are, not searching for the acceptance or the need to fit in, you're comfortable in yourself, and the goals and the dreams will motivate you. It motivates and it drives us to stay away from negative things, negative behaviors, things like that. Okay.
I used to say that pot was a gateway drug. What I believe they mean by that is the gateway that they're talking about is when you use and your intention in using is to escape what you're feeling, it's the gate of escape. It's whatever substance you use that starts checking you out of life, that takes you away from what you're feeling. You don't like feeling bad, you use something and that's the gateway. So I don't care whether it's pot, I don't care whether it's alcohol or what. The gateway to me is because you're not living and being comfortable in your emotions, you're checking out of your emotions and you're going into drugs and alcohol to do so.
Self-inflicted, and then other people are using it to solve different problems. I mean, they don't know how to relieve the stress in their lives, so they turn to alcohol to do that. If they were to learn how to do those things, or just all kinds of different problems maybe that were happening, people turn to alcohol as a crutch. And if they learned how to deal with those problems, they could do that, make themselves feel better without having to use the alcohol to do that.
In educating people on drugs and alcohol and working in the substance abuse prevention, in my opinion, is to completely completely different aspects. Education on drugs and alcohol is just that drugs are bad. Don't use drugs. This is what they're going to do to you. Alcohol impairs your vision, etc., etc., etc. Right? That's, in my opinion, alcohol and drug education. Prevention is getting down to, like what Mom was saying, the core reasons why we even use drugs and alcohol in the first place. That's what we're attacking. And is that in the schools right now? No, we don't believe that it is.
I think for those students that are enrolled in the health class and are getting that education, yes, the school is doing a good job. But for the majority of students that are not taking any of the health courses, I think what do you get? One day at maybe the initial day of school that they're talking about alcohol, but it's more on the consequences of what will happen to you with school rules. It's the education of what it is, what is alcohol, how much is one drink, what's the difference between beer, wine, and hard liquor, that they're all bad for you, one's not better than the other. So we look at that, we want to know all the laws that are out there according to alcohol, and we want to know how to keep safe in some of the signs and symptoms of somebody that might be suffering from alcohol poisoning, and how to get them help, laws about that so that kids understand MIP laws.
So, in my opinion, do you tell the young people what drugs and alcohol are and what they do? I don't know. You tell them younger, are they going to be more curious if they already are uncomfortable with who they are? I'm not sure. I would be more inclined to want to go in and say, what are you struggling with? You know, who are you? Are you comfortable with who you are? Are you comfortable with your friends? You know, to me, that is more important. I know we keep going back to that. I feel like I just keep turning you guys that direction, but
I think so. If they didn't see every ad on TV making it look like it was this great, fun thing to do, every song has stuff about alcohol and this and that and sex, drugs, and alcohol, all those that, yeah, maybe they would see. And if they saw more people in a social environment having a glass of wine when they're over 21 in a relaxed dinner situation, the reason why they pick the age 21 is because the brain isn't fully developed, and especially the part that makes good decision is not developed until the age of 21. It's not just a random age out there. There's medical evidence that alcohol shouldn't be used at, because then it starts to destroy that part of your brain also. And the younger you start drinking, the quicker you go in those stages of becoming just a weekend drinker to a problem drinker to an alcoholic. And that's all documented too, so.
Yes. One of the things that we strive as an organization to do is to battle the stigma that's attached to alcoholism and addiction.
I think if they portrayed them, people don't realize it's not a bum on the street. It's your high-functioning doctor. It can be your high-functioning lawyer. It could be a school teacher that is suffering from those things, and they're just able to maintain in their life, but they're just on that borderline where it could cross over. So I think, yeah, if people had a little bit better understanding of what that is, how that happens, how people go through the stages to get there, I think, yeah, that might make a difference. Because it is genetic. If you have an alcoholic in your family, chances are that if you start drinking and abuse drinking, you will become an alcoholic also. So there is a gene relation there.
Somebody with cancer is going to get more compassion, more, whether it be funding, more treatment options, more X, Y, and Z down the line. Whereas someone with alcoholism or addiction, you have to meet so many criterias, you're kind of shunned because of what you're doing, you're known as a criminal or like somebody who steals or this or that, right? So if we can change the stigma as a whole to have it give that compassionate feel to it, the empathy, the the same stigma as cancer has. I feel like the individuals who have alcoholism, who drink and who cannot drink successfully, will be more apt to go in the path of recovery. If they know that it's something that is not shunned, that you can still go out and find jobs, you're not looked down upon, it's trending, it's hip, people do it, we have fun and we do it. You know, X, Y, and Z down the line, someone drinks a couple of times, like, whoa, every time I drink I black out, I'm definitely in this circle of friends. I'm definitely on the recovery team. I can't do that, right? And so it just brings this whole new facelift to recovery, a whole new facelift to the word alcoholism, addiction. It gives people an out, because right now, I feel like if you say, I'm an alcoholic, people are like, well, rather than, oh, that's awesome, congratulations, for saving your own life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if the society as a whole can change that stigma that's related to it, we'll have a lot more youth, students, college students that are going to be like, yeah, man, I want to go this life of recovery. That's what's up. I'm not killing myself anymore. I'm doing the right thing. I'm taking care of my body. I'm taking care of my, my grades, this and that, and I'm not wrecking my life anymore.